Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dee, this is Skinny Jeans for Lifetime, and this is Archie, and welcome to my kitchen. This is the hub of the home, and this is where everything happens in our house. This is my WW kitchen. So I thought I would show you guys what's in my pantry, what I use on the regular basis. Alrighty, so these are just a couple of things that I'm going to point out to you that I use either on the daily or the weekly basis, things that I gravitate towards which really help me, and let's take a look, shall we? Alright, so I probably should have moved a few things out, but I've got some organic virgin coconut oil at the back there, some white wine vinegar, some almond seed oil, some cooking sake. I've got some hot sauces, gluten-free soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, and of course sesame seed oil. All of these I use on the regular basis, and specifically ones like this add a punch of flavor to any dish. So I've got a whole range of these that I also have in my refrigerator, which you can check out in that other link. Now I do have some ready-made sauces which I would use for my son's dinners. I don't normally use those, but I use those for my sons. At the back here I've got a whole heap of lentils, beans, you name it, it's up there, tomatoes, all sorts of stuff. So I have black beans, red beans, cannellini beans. We use a lot of beans. I have a lot of sweet corn, and tin of baby beets, and I also like to keep some tinned fruit there, which I would normally use if I feel like having a bit of yogurt and some tinned fruit, or maybe just tinned fruit on its own. I just think it's great. And of course we keep these tunas in here because, you know, you don't know when you just might want a quick little protein hit or a snack or a lunch. These are just great, and they're only like 2 smart points each, so why not? Then of course I always have some sort of stock. That one is a fish. I try to do salt reduced where I can. These pastes, I use these all of the time as a base in my dishes. They are fantastic. I do love this tandoori sauce. This is one I actually will use and eat. I've got some satay mix there, that is for the boys, but I would use this one here, which is a korma. These are great. You get them in little pots, and they're like 1 or 2 smart points each. I can't remember. I think it's 2 smart points. But they're great. And of course, I've got some beef stock there, and some chicken cubes. I use these like hotcakes. They're just so versatile. Great. Now this one here is a Singapore noodle. It's so fantastic. Now on the blue, this is like, I think it worked out to be like 1 or 2 smart points per serve, so I'm really going to have to check that out on the green. But that is going to be my meal prep this week with chicken breasts. The baked beans are for the boys when they want to snack.
I don't know what you mean by per serve, so I'm really going to have to check that out on the green. But
alright, I've got some applesauce there which I use in my baking. I use that as a substitute for sugars or eggs if I am doing some sort of WW recipe, or as a sweetener. And I have my Crustkits, which are great. You can get 2 Crustkits for 2 points. These are just as good. They are 2 Crustkits for 2 Vita Wheats for 3 points. And at the back there I have a whole heap of grains. You can see I've got pearl barley, vermicelli, I've got the rices, polenta, all that great stuff. I really love these. For half a packet it's 3 smart points. So if I wanted to pair that up with one of those tins of tuna, there's a 5 smart point lunch. Laughing. You can't do any better than that. That's just fantastic. Of course I've got the pasta sauce which I'll use for the boys' dishes. And of course I like to keep these on hand. A couple of tortillas. I like to keep these on hand. You never know when you're going to feel the urge to make something out of those. So that's basically what I keep in the top here. I still need to go and do a little bit of a stock up. We've been trying to run things out since Christmas, and we did have a lot of food I wanted to use, but I do need to do a little bit of a stock up. Up here, all I have is my baking stuff. I won't go into that because, oh, she's messy up here. But I do love this Kodiak powder, which I picked up at Costco. This stuff is great. So many uses, and it's just fantastic. And then I've got this shelf. So this is just our extra shelf, if you will. Well, my extra shelf, because the one below it has got the boys' stuff on it that they eat. So this is pretty much just my shelf, except for this custard that's Troy's. I just leave that here. And the noodles are Troy's. But these Mexican couscous cups I got from WW, obviously I bought them thinking they were going to be fantastic and add some chicken and whatnot in there, but no, I just don't really like them. So I've left them there. I will use them up, but I don't enjoy those. These are the dressings that I picked up from my meeting. These are just a tasty little burst of hit, and like 1 smart point each, you can't go wrong. Great on a salad or on some sort of chicken dish. Just really great. Even on roast veggies, they taste great. Now, of course, I have my sugar-free Avalanche drinking powder. That's great. Now, I normally have the peanut butter one of this, just the regular peanut butter. This is the chocolate one, but I took the peanut butter one to work because I was using it more there, so that's fine. But this stuff here is fantastic. I bought a couple of these in America. We've used most of them. This is my last one. I have one open in the fridge. I actually got these over there. We had like 6 packets of these. I'm not a huge fan. I don't mind the flavour, but it's not my go-to, so I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to try and put them in a recipe. I just haven't figured that out yet. Now, over the back here, we have a little box full of stuff. This is the 0 point aeroplane jelly that all of us WWs here in Australia use. This is fantastic. 0 smart points. I have some Jello pudding that I got from America. I've got a couple of those. I've got a cheesecake. They're both cheesecake. Now, Australia used to sell these at Coles and Woolies, and they were like 3 smart points per serve, something like that. Now, we only had chocolate. I got this from New Zealand. My niece, she sends me stuff all the time. They still sell them in their supermarkets over there. They're a nice little addition, you know, if you're wanting a snack or whatever. I don't know why they don't sell them here in Australia anymore, but they just don't, unfortunately. So I need to get her to send me some extra stuff. And that's it for there. This is the Australian equivalent. So it's instant pudding. It's Coates instant pudding. That is our equivalent to the American Jello. Same stuff, does the same thing, tastes the same. And I got these in America. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I haven't even tried them. So yeah, that's still sitting there ready and waiting eagerly. Now in here I also have a few different teas and superfood powders. That was hard to get out. Superfood powders. Alright, so I've got tropicals. I've got the Blue Ocean Mermaid. I've got a heap of these. This one's orange. It says red, but it actually comes out orange. I've got a heap of them. They're just really great. I've got some of that blue pea flower tea in there. It's really great. It tastes okay. It's good for your body. You know, it's that tea that you make and it's blue and you put lemon in it, turns purple. Everybody ooh and ahs about it. It's okay. I wouldn't rave about it, but it does a job. I really love this one. This is a vanilla forest tea. That's really tasty. These are just nice and refreshing and something different if you're not feeling the regular Earl Greys. I've got the Cena tea. I don't like that one. That doesn't float my boat. Pina colada, you can hear there's not a lot left in that one. Oh, I do love that. It's pretty tasty. Red clover, she's a good one. I think my favorite, yes, Inner Happiness Blooming Tea. These are so lovely and great. I love these. They are organic. You get them from Tree Life online. They're just lovely. Good price, quick shipping, and you know, just give you a nice little pick-me-up when you're feeling like something a little bit special. We've got some oats in here. And I just use those when I'm doing baking, or Mike will have those. I've got some light Coffee Mate, and of course my collagen fuel peptide powder. Now up in here I almost forgot, I've got these little baskets. In this one I've got all of my WW porridge, so I just keep them all up in here. I have got my nuts that I keep in here. So I've got nuts and seeds and all sorts of things that I might use for my overnight oats or my cooking, just so I can get my hands on them really, really quickly. Over here I've got my WW Belgian chocolate. I've got my little gluten-free candies, if I so wish. And of course I've got all my sugar-free, those are the Lily's chocolates, and I got those from America, and I have the Australian brand, which tastes terrible. My favorite would have to be this one. These are delicious. These are the American ones, milk chocolate, by far my favorite, and probably tastes the most real if you're wanting a real tasting chocolate. So that is my pantry. Nothing too exciting, but those things definitely keep me going. Alrighty, so in my coffees I like to use these skinny syrups. I only have a few left. You can see those are quite full, but the two at the front are my favorite, the caramel and the vanilla. They're almost out, and you can't really get those here in Australia. You have to buy them on Amazon, and they're like 47 bucks each with $17 shipping, and I'm not paying that for one bottle of skinny syrup. So once these are gone, they are gone. I have a spice rack here which has got a lot of spices that I use on the regular. Every single day I'm dipping into these spices. Herbs, I just love them. It's, you know, it's my go-to. And I have a few over here, you know, the barbecue flavorings, you've got the allspice, the Cajun, all sorts of goodies. Of course, no spice rack is complete without everything but the bagels. This stuff just makes everything better, right? And of course, I have some of the 21 Salute seasoning. I have quite a few of these up in my cupboard. Just so great and versatile. I have actually made this myself and it turned out exactly the same. So when I run out, I'll just make that again. I love these Dukas. You can pick these up at Woolies and Coles. They're great if you're looking at on top of ice creams or a dessert. Just something nice and different to sprinkle on top of your foods to make it a little extra special. I've got some Himalayan and garlic and chili spice salt over there. I haven't dived into that yet. A couple of different spices up there. And of course my kitchen wouldn't be complete without my Ninja Bullet. Well, blender really, isn't it? So I just love that thing. I use it all the time, and that is basically it for my spice section. I have a whole heap of spices up in my cupboards, which are just fill-ins for these. I can't keep everything on my bench because I just have way too many. But yeah, I mean, spices and herbs for me just make any dish pop. If you've got a boring old piece of chicken, whack some spices over the top of it, and voila, you've got a yummy dish. To accompany my dry herbs and spices, I always keep on hand a couple of different fresh herbs. Usually basil, coriander, parsley, thyme, anything like that. These making a great addition to any dish. They just give that boring old dish a real pop of flavour. And of course, garlic for me is essential. And ginger, it has so many uses. I just love this. The time when I do my meals and I show you what I'm eating, or if I've done some sort of Instagram post, you'll notice that I normally use the same old boring grey bowl. The reason for that is portion control, because this bowl for me keeps me within my limits, and it is enough food. I don't overeat, and that for me is a must. So if I can give you one tip, also would be about portion control. Pick a bowl, make it yours, and it really does help. Now I also have this little shelf that I have in my laundry, which is right next to my kitchen area. This has just got all of my WW snacks, so I'm always prepared. If I need to leave the house in a hurry and I'm hungry, I can just come in here, grab a snack, and I'm good to go. I have this shelf, which is just all of the protein bars and the biscuits and stuff, which I actually haven't used these for a long time. I have used these protein bars because they're really great, but I haven't used anything else in here. And on the second shelf, I will show you all of these crackers. So I've got these little rice wheels, which are only 2 smart points each. Now these are the Vegemite crackers that I got in it was a large packet. And what I did is I weighed them out, into each portion, so that's 2 smart points per portion, and it's easy for me just in the morning, grab and go. I'm totally prepared, and these are great. And of course, water is essential for anyone's weight loss journey. I have always got my water with me. I don't leave the house without my water bottle. I prefer the ones with the straws, but you know, you choose your vessel and you'll be good to go. Now, I do like to enhance my water with fruit a lot of the times, or sometimes I use cucumbers just for something of a point of difference. There is a heap of these on the market, which is just the cold water infusers. I'm not a fan. My husband does like these, but it's not really for me. But like I said, if you can't drink plain water, which a lot of people can't stomach, look, try out whatever it is you need. Some people just use lemon. The enhancers, like I said, you can get them in drop form, bottle form, powders, anything you like. Just give it a go. Do whatever works for you. But water really is a must. Last but not least is a good set of kitchen scales. This is a must for anyone who wants to be 100% successful on WW. These here are a lifesaver. And of course, no kitchen for WW is complete without a set or 2 or 3 or 4. I've got about 10 sets of measuring cups, and of course measuring spoons. These are a must. It's better to weigh and measure than it is to guesstimate, because when you guesstimate, you're not really getting the true value of the smart points, and that's where we can come a little bit unstuck and we're not 100% tracking honestly. So be sure to pick up these items. They don't have to be expensive, they can be cheap, it doesn't matter. Name brands do not make a difference. They all do the same thing. As long as they do what they're supposed to do, who cares what name is on them, right? So that is my kitchen basically, and those are the essential items that I use on the daily basis. I can't get through baking or cooking without any of my herbs and spices. They would probably have to be my most used items in this kitchen. And of course my scales, my measuring spoons and cups. Could not live without those. They have got to be an essential buy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you all again real soon.